Hello everybody, welcome. So today let's do this spread together. I've actually not really been super active recently, and it's just only like this week that I started painting again, and I've been gaining a pretty good momentum, so I've actually done up quite a bit and I can't wait to share them with you guys. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add some textures to these with soft pastels, and I'll film that as well, but right now we will paint these in. Recently I've been using this brush. This is the Holbein Series N. I don't know why I've just been using this brush. I feel like it's a little bit more rough and it's a bit drier, so sometimes I feel like the way the paint lays on is a little bit more raw, and I kind of like that. And I've also been using, I've just always been using ink, so that is what it is. And I've been using this. This is the Deleter Neo Pico pen. I've been using this more as a tool or like an applicator. I would like dip it into my palette and pick up color and then paint it on like that. The watercolor mixes in with the alcohol marker. It kind of creates like an interesting lay. I've just been reverting back to the ink. I've been using the Prismacolor, like the very thins, I think. It's just a hard lead color pencil. I usually don't like defer too much from whatever I'm already using, because it's kind of like the palette of my sketches at a given point of time is all pretty similar. So I don't really, I just take whatever that's on the palette and it still works because it's still in line with what I'm gonna paint. And I'm gonna attempt to like talk as I paint. This reference picture, she was wearing like a really electric blue, cobalt blue, kind of a fur vest. And I just want to use soft pastels for that. But I just don't know how it will bode well on the paper, because this paper is actually quite thin and it doesn't have like any tooth to it at all, so I don't know if it's gonna stick really well, and I'm just scared it will get really messy, but we're just gonna have to try later. Let me just add a little bit of like gold to the hair. I've been liking to like use colors that are not exactly what it is from the reference, but it kind of gives off that illusion of that color. Oh. All right, something like that. That looks kind of nice. Looks like there's like light. Okay, like this. And then I'll let that dry, and then we'll work on this one. It's gonna be probably quite similar. This one just maybe a little bit more gold. I don't know, whenever I have to like film, then it always gets like, there's always construction somehow. And I feel like adding a little bit of blue. The brush handle, because it's so long and like you have to hold it kind of far away, it gives you lesser control, which is in a good way. It makes it a little bit more, I don't know, like raw. I don't know, how do I say it, especially when like I'm doing something, my brain can't work both of it at the same time, my hands and my brain. This piece really needs that soft pastel to like, I want the vibrancy of that. I'm just gonna kind of block in what the color is to be, which is something like that, but it's gonna be even like a brighter, stronger, more intense blue. I'm just gonna kind of block it out first. Do a little bit of like hatching here just to add a bit of texture. I'm just trying to just want to make it look more like, bring it to life and make it look a bit more cohesive, so it doesn't look like separate entities. I love like borrowing color from one side to another. I feel like it kind of ties in a little bit better, but I don't really like how the watercolor is settling on the paper here. Don't know if we can tell from like the texture, but what you see dictates a lot of like the immediate decisions in your head sometimes, that you just decide to, you know, put a color here or add a shadow here or whatever. So it's important like that you're viewing something good, I guess, because it does in a way influence your piece. Then we're gonna work on this one. Here, just add a bit of shadows underneath the eyes. I kind of just like the skin like that, so I think I'm gonna try and keep it more or less the same. Just touch. Oh. I think I'm gonna add a bit of color to the lip though, because the lip is a bit. I'm gonna add just a little bit of like a really light red. Add it to the eyes as well, and then to the side of the face. I'm gonna go in with the ink, and this part really like makes or breaks the piece, but I mean, just gonna have to just experiment. And just gonna kind of brush out the ink. I think I went in a bit heavy, but oh well. Sometimes I'll just use this dry brush and just like, you know, blend in a way. Just blend out the really harsh lines and try to merge the lines back into, to make it look a bit more natural. And then this is how I've been using this as a tool. So for example, there's a color that I want. This red, I'll just pick it up with this, and then I will just put it on. Same thing, I'm gonna add details to the eyes and all. Kind of gonna blend it out with my fingers. I kind of love how like the black line adds a bit more strength to the piece. Okay, let me not go too overboard with that, because I love going really overboard with this. And redefine the pupils. You can see it softens the... Why does her eye look weird now? It softens, it kind of like smudges out the ink, so it makes it a little bit more soft. Softens the piece a little bit. Hold on. Alright, I just realized that my camera stopped recording, so I don't know when did it stop recording, but this is what we got to at the end. I added a little bit of red for the lips, and I kind of like where it's at now. Alright, so this is it. Let me clear out this space a little bit. This is my soft pastels. So I got this a while back. It was like how many years ago? Maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And it's the FernalynL 120 half sticks. And this is how they look like. Okay, they look pretty. Got my glove, so we'll put it on and paint. I'm gonna test soft pastels first because I don't know how really it would fare on the paper. Ooh, it's actually quite pretty. Do you see it? Let me just put aside the colors that I think are really nice that I want to use. Which blue is better? I think I like this one a little bit more. The one on the bottom. Don't ask me the colors because I don't know, and I'm pretty sure I've already messed up like the arrangement of it. Oh, this is lilac. You can also blend it. Looks like that one's blended. Pretty nice actually on the paper. There's actually slight like tooth on the paper, so you still, I guess you get to see a little bit of the texture. Back to the piece. I'm gonna use this blue. I'm gonna just swatch it a little bit here. This is the color. Quite pretty. And then just a bit of this for the shadow, like the more intense blue. And then I'm just gonna blend it out with the fingers first. And the outfit had a little bit of shadows also, so I'm gonna try to add it in. But I don't want to add too much blue because I feel like when I add too much, it kind of muddies the piece a little bit. So I'm gonna have to be a little bit wary of that to not go overboard. Ooh, I like how it kind of slides on the paper. I've changed the angle up a little bit. I kind of like this angle, so I get to see a little bit more of what I'm doing essentially. But the camera is feeling like really hot. I think it's gonna like auto like turn itself off soon. So we're gonna make this quick. Kind of want to leave a little bit of texture in, so I'm gonna just put it on, but like not blend it out really, so it keeps a little bit of that texture. Shall we test another blue? Something like that. Ooh, it's quite nice too. Okay, let's just go with this. It's just kind of like lay it on really heavy and intense. Some of the chalk, it's really weird. Some of the chalk feels super like creamy. Some of them feel a little bit more like rigid or like dry. Actually, I kind of love this intense, it's really dark. Blend it to where it's like the hair as well. Okay, just like that. Not too much. I feel like it's starting to look a little bit dirty already. Okay, that's quite nice. This is it for the soft pastels. It's actually quite fun. My mom just came back home with lunch, so I think that is a sign to stop and keep it as it is for now. So this is it for today's video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!
Thank you.